Hey everybody. Today just want to do a little video on how you can monitor different characteristics of your system using LabVIEW. So this is monitoring stuff like CPU usage, monitoring things like memory, available disk space, etc. So first, and this doesn't necessarily need to be in this class. This is just for the demo. I'm showing some existing code, but a good way to do this is just using the system config API. So if you use the initialize session function, and these are available if you just go to measurement IO system configuration. I'm just using this initialize, and these other functions are mostly property nodes, but so use this initialize session, and we're just connecting to localhost, but you also could connect to remote systems using this and monitor them as well. From there, we're going to use a property node to pull and going to advanced and system resource. And that system resource, we're going to get the basically CPU process count. From the system session, we also can go to system resources, and this is where I'm pulling all of this different information about the local system. So you can access physical memory, total or free, your largest available memory block, which can be helpful if you're trying to diagnose memory fragmentation or something like that. Total virtual memory, free virtual memory, primary disk capacity, and primary disk free. You can see we're just initializing that session, and then we're pulling this information. You can kind of ignore what's going on here. This is just using the tag engine that's available on VIPM to just store this information in tags, which are just DVRs. So I can, in software, basically I can create this as a module that can run independent. I can include it in code, and then if I ever want to check on whether I'm creating some sort of alarms or debugging tools or whatever, I can just read these tags back. Able to monitor here. I'm just checking the total disk and total physical memory and total virtual memory, and kind of establishing my condition at the starting point. So that would be how I'm starting that out. And then here's where I'm actually kind of live monitoring that stuff. So in my system session, I'm just using, again, those system resources to read the free physical memory and free disk space. I'm also reading the largest memory block and the free virtual memory. Again, just writing all those to tags. You can ignore that, right? These could be going straight to graphs or whatever. And then down here, I'm connected to that system hardware. If you go to system resources, CPUs, this is where I'm actually pulling, basically my total load and interrupt load. And you can pull other information too, right? Speed, model, all that stuff. You can see there's other, things for, memory, for fans, power sensors, temperature sensors, etc. Obviously, what you can use is dependent on the system you're connected to, right? Like user LEDs. If you're running this on Windows, isn't going to have anything. But if you're running on a compact Trio, it will. So, there's a whole bunch of different, information there. All sorts of stuff. That will just return an array for every CPU. So I can see basically the CPU load total on each CPU and the interrupt load on each CPU. And that's pretty much it. When we're done, we just close out these sessions using just the measurement IO system config and just using this close function. So really, really simple. Just using that system config, we can monitor all sorts of characteristics of our systems. So that can be memory, CPU, disk space, etc. You can create alerts, right? Like maybe you have limited disk space and you're writing lots of log files, you can create alerts to let you know when you're starting to, get to some threshold of disk space. You never want to be less than some amount. And so, you can have some tools for that, or for memory, CPU, etc. So that would be an easy way to monitor that stuff. And I've also set up similar code using .NET that can, pull information like memory and CPU and stuff like that. So you definitely can do this different ways. This is just one easy way that I found that lets you pull all this information. It's just using that system config API, and it works in executables. It works, wherever in the development environment, whatever you want. So really kind of cool. That would be how you can monitor your system's health programmatically using LabVIEW. Thanks for watching.
Canon Controls is your gateway to mastering LabVIEW. Dive into programming for data acquisition, industrial communications, and manufacturing automation. Explore how to enhance your projects with cybersecurity best practices. Join the journey to elevate your skills and secure your systems with every episode.